In the U.S., roughly 30 million children and teens take part in organized sports. Injuries can always occur, but this year is different. Physical therapists are seeing more kids dealing with strains, tears, and stress fractures, and the cause, they believe, has a lot to do with COVID. Senior health reporter Monica Robbins has the story.
Caden Vogelpol is one of the top young pitchers in the area. At 13, he plans on playing in high school, then college, and his dream, the MLB. But since teams got the okay to play ball last summer, Caden has been sidelined twice.
I felt something off in my elbow. Every time I threw, it would hurt, and then it just stung for a couple days. And so then we went and got it checked out, and it turns out my growth plate came off my elbow.
First, his elbow. Then this year, his throwing shoulder. Growth plate injuries like Caden suffered are not uncommon, but have to be taken seriously.
I saw elbow injuries and shoulder injuries in growth plates because the growth plate is an area where there's really rapid cell turnover, and they're not really designed to see the loads that we put at them in baseball.
Not just baseball, but other youth sports saw injury spikes too. Sports medicine specialists point to definite COVID-related causes.
When you condense seasons and you try and fit things in, that is a setup for an overuse injury.
That was the case for Caden last year. The season started late, and the team played more games than usual in a shorter amount of time.
It was hard since you were always tired playing.
No preseason, condensed seasons, and the impact of some seasons being canceled altogether. For example, when high school track got canceled in 2020, it impacted the conditioning and training for athletes who also run cross-country in the fall.
So a lot of injuries that we see in all ages is from that change in intensity, from sitting doing nothing to doing too much. And the best way to prevent that is to make sure you're active.
50 to 60 minutes a day, doing anything is a good rule of thumb. And if your young athlete does start experiencing pain in their sport, a word of caution. Adult aches and pains and kid aches and pains are very different, especially when growth plates are involved.
My rule of thumb is the longer you've had it, the longer it takes to go away. Meaning that the longer you seek help or treatment, the less likely you're going to heal quickly.
Make sure that, if your kid tells you that their arm is hurting, don't just kind of blow it off, kind of make sure you're going and getting it checked out. Unfortunately, we waited a little bit.
Caden's family now sees things differently. He is pitching again, but with strict limitations and not in games yet. Parents and his new coach are all on the same page. Rest more important than team records, no matter what, so that Caden can stay in the game for years to come. Monica Robbins, 3 News.
Nice hit there, Caden. And keep in mind the top culprits for youth sport injuries: overtraining and specialization, which is defined as participating in a single sport for more than 8 months out of the year. Timely advice, as many high school athletes are getting ready for those fall sports.